now. Just waiting for it to flick over. Yes, we're recording. Hello, everybody. Jackie D signing in for another one of my wonderful, delicious, juicy talks. And today I have got Nikki Marianna Hope with me. Welcome, Nikki Marianna.
Hello, Jackie, and thank you.
You're welcome. And oh, Nikki does so many things. I've had a look on her website, and there's all sorts of things there. She's an accredited essence producer, and we're going to hear a little bit about that today. A sound healer, shamanic practitioner, falconry. I've always wanted to do some falconry, really interested in that. And internal martial arts. And that caught my attention, which Nikki Marianna explained to me is about the energy movement within the body, which makes sense, doesn't it? And paintings, and Nikki Marianna does some extraordinary paintings with a lot of meaning, and she's going to talk to us a bit about all of those today. So that's enough about me and where I come from. We're going to hand over to Nikki Marianna and say welcome again, Nikki. And what can you tell us about what you do?
Thank you, Jackie. Well, basically, I work with energy. And energy, for the most part, is invisible. You can sense it, taste it, touch it.
Feel it?
Yeah, but I kind of bring that through what I do into the physical. And the painting behind me is a good example of that. I've been working with the energies of Ascended Master Lady Sarah since 2006. And at the beginning of December, there was an online Zoom talk where Rachel Goodwin, who channels Lady Sarah, was interviewed by Louise Kean. I'm not sure how you say her name.
Okay.
So a group of us had come up with questions we'd like to ask Lady Sarah, and Rachel Goodwin was channeling the answers. Well, this was about an hour-long session, and I felt very much in the energy space of Lady Sarah's energy. And her work is all about the age of Aquarius.
I was going to say, can you tell us a little bit about Lady Sarah?
So I started working with her before she was fully in this reality or accessible in this reality. And I know there are a few people who have been working with her, but I started through Rachel Goodwin.
Okay.
At that time, she lived in the UK, and I went to group sessions with her when she started channeling from Lady Sarah. So she's been at it a good few years now. And Lady Sarah energy is getting more and more present, and she is Ascended Master for the age of Aquarius.
Okay, Ascended Master, yeah.
So she is about balance, not masculine, not feminine, both.
Right.
Not light, not dark, both. And finding the balance,
yeah,
the healthy place to be.
Yeah.
And she works with people and also with the energy of the earth to help the earth to find balance. So it's everything. So anyway, after this hour-long question and answer session, which was fascinating, I was very much in the energy space of Lady Sarah, and I thought, I have to paint. So this is the painting I created. Now, I usually paint very fast, and it takes me an hour maybe to create a painting. This one took me 2 complete days.
Wow.
And you can actually see it better from a print. It has resin on various places on the painting.
Yeah.
Which magnifies the color underneath and gives it a whole different perspective and feel and energy. And it holds her energy.
Yeah.
And I've worked with it with clients and some of my shamanic students. and they just blend into an individual color. And that color has a very specific meaning or journey for them, which they go on while I hold the space. And the people who have bought one of my prints have been absolutely blown away by them. So it also has a channeled message with it, which I was given on the third day. And then I realized, actually, it's my job to get this energy out there. And it's my job to publicize that this is available and people can buy an A4 print, which is hand finished. They're all hand finished.
Yeah.
So I look like a headless wonder like that. That's better.
Oh, we were looking at the picture.
Well, I can put it back again.
I'm drawn to the light blue. I have to say that's yeah, that keeps catching my eye. The blue. It's
so. What feeling do you have when you look at the blue?
I'm getting the word purity and cleansing. And peace. I'm feeling quite peaceful looking at it. Yeah. Yeah, and the more I look at it, I think the more I could wander off into a different realm. And
very quickly,
yeah.
very easily.
Yeah.
And because you're linking into Lady Sarah's energy, you are completely safe doing that. Her energy is very much to do with the earth and grounding and being here and present.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We certainly need those grounding energies right now and the balance. Yeah, I'm feeling that. Yeah.
I can feel you drifting off with it.
Yes, I would if I could, but we've got more to talk about.
So that's how I combine making the unseen seen.
Yes.
And you can feel it, you can sense it, you can dive into it. And it changes how you're feeling, and it changes your perception of such a lot.
Yeah.
So if you're ready,
Right.
I can go on from there.
Yes, I think we better, or I should just sit here and look at it all the interview. Yeah, so what next? What else can you do?
We recently had some high winds about a month ago. And there's a beautiful old ash tree in the neighbour's garden that had 2 parts growing out of it. Must have been hit by lightning at some point. Anyway, the winds blew one part over, which landed on our side of the fence, and the neighbours arranged for some tree surgeons to come and make it safe. So last Saturday, the tree surgeons came, they cut the other part of the tree down because without the leaning part, that part was gradually going over, which was terribly sad to see.
Yeah.
So from a shamanic or esoteric, I don't know what perspective, nature perspective, I was out there each day asking for the spirit of the ash to relocate safely and trying to disperse any negative energies that might have accumulated. So when they came to cut the tree down, I decided to have a quiet morning painting. Well, that's about 50 yards from the room where I paint. So it was, okay, so I'm not going to have a quiet morning. So let's focus in on the tree, on the ash tree. What would the ash tree like to be remembered for? I've got 2 paintings I'll show you actually. That's one.
Oh, wow, the colours in that.
And that kind of reminded me of the ash falling.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I can get that.
Because that was a huge energy shift when that ash came down.
Mm. Mm.
So then I went on and painted another one. Which I think of like the energy of the ash going back into the earth.
Yeah, the blues and the greens, and yeah, I get like not a happy feeling, but that the tree is pleased it's being not replenished, that's not the right word, rejuvenated. It's rejuvenating back into the soil.
And that it's being honored. Because that's why I was painting it, to honor it. It was the most beautiful. I counted the rings, 34 years old.
Oh, yeah.
And it feels like a great big hole there where the ash tree used to be.
Yeah. So have the roots come out as well?
No.
No, so they're still...
No, they left the roots there. Whether another ash will sprout up, I don't know. And the sad thing was that it didn't have ash dieback. So it would not have been felled in the normal way of things.
Yeah, yeah.
So anyway, I knew I was going to be making an essence shortly, a vibrational essence. And I thought it was going to be tomorrow when the energies of Aquarius are coming in really strongly with all the different planetary alignments.
Yes, yeah.
Big I was surprised. Yeah, I was surprised to find myself preparing to make an essence this morning. And I thought people and you might be interested to see the beginning steps of making this particular essence.
Yeah, yes, because I haven't got a clue how they're made. Yeah.
So first of all, the energy is freely given by nature. Whether it's a plant, a tree, the earth, or whatever. We as humans can't command it. It's when it's right for the natural world. Then as an essence producer, I get a prompt. Okay, go and put your bottle of water out now, or your jug, or your bottle, or your and this is where you're going to put it. So this morning I was making up. Now, see if I can share my screen. I think it's this one. Yes.
Okay.
So that's the water container that I chose. I was told to make it a long, tall one instead of a bowl.
Okay.
And there's 250 mils of water in that.
So you put the water in it?
Yep.
Okay.
And then it was, you're going to leave it outside. You need to cover it. Okay, what do I cover it with? Well, when I teach people how to make essences, sometimes they're a gentleman with beards. So I have a pack of snoods that covers the beard. So it was put a snood over it. Okay. So we've got some masculine type energy there, which is quite interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I took it outside to the tree stump. And that has the most beautiful patterning on it.
Yes.
It's heart-shaped.
Yeah.
And that is snow there.
Oh, is it?
So we've got an extreme of weather.
Yeah.
And I thought, fine, I'll just wait and see what I might be guided to do next.
Yeah. So that would be capturing the frequency, the essence of the tree itself, wouldn't it?
I think it's also capturing some of the devic energy and the fairy energy, as well as the astrological energy. And then I had a Zoom meeting, and after that it was, now you need to go and collect some badger earth.
Badger earth?
Yep, from a badger thingy. Oh, that's that again. So off I went down the drive, and as I got partway down, I could hear these bells. Now, being an ex-falconer, I do know somebody in the village who flies Harris hawks, so I recognized them immediately as her bells.
Yeah.
And thought, she's not supposed to be here. Okay, this is interesting. So I had a thick coat on with the sleeves that come down to here. So I pulled the sleeve over my fist and held my hand and called the hawk. And the hawk doesn't know me, so it went the opposite way, which was fine because that was going back towards where it should have been. So I followed it to the road, crossed the road, and then messaged the friend who flies hawks, and she said, oh, it wasn't one of mine. I've got a friend flying with me today. And the hawk flew off chasing a squirrel. So hopefully the hawk has been found again. It was on the right side of the road when I left it.
Yeah, but that's why it was where you wouldn't have expected to have seen it.
Yeah, and when you're flying a bird for falconry, you do need to have permission of the landowner. And I happen to know she hasn't got permission of the landowner here. So I knew the hawk was here by mistake. So when you're making an essence, everything that happens is an indication of what that essence might be about. So first of all, I'm making it unexpectedly. Then I'm finding that there's a lost hawk. So then I went back to where I'd seen, no, you don't want that picture. Oh, that was following down to check where the hawk had got to.
Yeah.
Beautiful woodland park.
Yeah.
Beautiful snowdrops on my way.
Yeah, they're everywhere. So you must live in quite a rural environment looking at those walks.
I do.
Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Yes.
But lovely to see all those reddish brown leaves around the snowdrops as well.
Yeah. It all adds to it, doesn't it?
That was I think it's a badger's set, just the beginnings of one.
Okay.
And that clay earth has been dug from quite deep down because the top surfaces are not clay. So I collected some of that. And then I went further on. Oh, that's where the badger's set is, under the tree there.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then I went and found some molehills, and I collected some earth from the molehills. And I took them back to the tree stump and put the earth from the molehill in the north and the earth from the badger burrow in the south.
Okay.
And you can see the difference in consistency.
Yeah, it's a big difference.
Yeah. So the moles are burrowing near the surface and the badgers are going deep down and shifting huge stones. And that's where that essence is at the moment. It's in making.
Right. And how long will it stay like that? How long do you have to leave it?
Until I'm guided to move it.
Oh, right, okay.
Or add something else or change something. And I don't know until it's time to do it. And then it's like it was this morning. You need to get a container out and you need a tall, thin one. Oh, right. Okay. Now put it on the tree stump. Fortunately, I'd already rung the neighbour and said, would you mind if I make an essence from your tree stump? And I said, no, delighted.
Oh, oh,
And
that's really
it wasn't
nice.
till later in this morning that I discovered it needed some badger soil there to bring in the deeply grounded earth energy, and some mole soil to bring in the more surface energy. But also it's about, both animals are about being able to see underground, and if you can't see, to be able to feel.
Yeah.
Great whiskers and sensitive bodies and great big digging paws, claws.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I know this essence is going to be about being well grounded.
Yeah, that's interesting. You know, maybe it's about digging deep, as well as you say, being able to see in the dark. You know, there's lots going on everywhere, and we don't always see everything, do we? So that's
No, we see very little.
Yeah.
And we only see from our own perspective.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. When actually there's 7 billion perspectives out there, aren't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow, that's really fascinating. So that's, I mean, is that a general process? Does it follow that sort of process, or is it radically different every time?
It can be radically different every time.
Wow.
When I trained as a practitioner, producer, we were following the methods that Dr. Batch came up with in the 1920s,
Yeah.
which was a bowl of water in the sunlight with petals or whatever on top of them for an hour or 2 hours, and then bring them back in and strain it off and add alcohol or boil it and then add alcohol. And if you boil an essence, that has a huge punch to it compared with an essence that hasn't been boiled. And it can have a very different effect.
Yeah. Yeah,
But,
carry a different frequency. I would guess. Well, they'll all have different frequencies, won't they?
and the same person can make an essence from the same plant and it will have different qualities to it.
Really? Yes, I suppose you're putting a bit of yourself into it, aren't you?
Well, when I started making essences, because I hadn't expected to be making essences, I was at great pains to keep my energy out of making the essence. So I'd put the bowl or whatever and make sure that I was off doing other things until I was needed to move it or to add something or change something or it was completed. And gradually it dawned on me, silly so-and-so, your energy is a part of that. And as a producer, as you progress, I think the vibration at the end, the essence changes slightly.
Okay. Yeah.
I wouldn't like to swear to it, but I think that's what happens.
Yes. Yeah. I suppose it would do, wouldn't it? Yeah. Wow. And I guess you do that, with intention. Some of your vibration would be based on what your intention is for that particular essence.
I have no intention for that essence. That essence will tell me what I need to do.
Okay.
I am not in charge at all.
Yeah.
I'm the one who facilitates it. Like that painting, I had no idea what was going to come out, but I knew I had to paint it.
Yeah.
And it just had to be very kind of flowing and very precise and add the resin. And it was a labor of love, that painting.
Yeah.
And I could feel the energy of Lady Sarah with me as I was painting it.
Wow, that's so special, Nikki Marianna. Thank you for that insight into what you do and how you make an essence. And on Nikki Marianna's website, there's a page there, Nikki Marianna, with I think 3 essences. One of them's a Hawaiian, and it was the other one that caught my attention. One of the other ones. What are they on there?
There's a group of 3 which are all Hawaiian essences.
Oh, okay.
A group of 15 which are some in New Zealand, made in New Zealand, and some in the UK.
Right.
A group of 3 on their own were all made in Hawaii.
Okay. Okay.
And that was quite an adventure in itself.
Yes, that's a talk for another day.
Well, to give you a taster, the Kilauea volcano one was made on the volcano as it was erupting, but it was a gentle lava flow.
Yeah.
But it was still, wow.
Yeah, and there's lots on there. If you want to go over to Nikki Marianna's website, you'll see all the essences on offer. And yeah, they're well, you'll see when you go over to the website and have a look. And of course, I'll post Nikki Marianna's details and links of the websites, etc., and where you can find her and find out more about her work. So thank you so much for joining me, Nikki Marianna, and I hope everyone's got some benefit from this talk. And if you want to know more, pop onto one of the links. So that's all from me today. And again, my thanks, Nikki Marianna. And I'll be back soon with another chat with another lovely, delicious person I want to hear all about. So thank you for watching.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.